My name is Dall. Today I'll be interviewing Chuck Scarpello, a guitarist from the local rock group KJR. Thank you for joining us today.
Sure.
So, where do you live?
I live in the Roxborough section of Philadelphia.
Or how long have you lived there?
Well, it's just about 14 years this week.
What kind of music does your group KJR actually play?
Well, we play hard rock, melodic. It's not really thrashy. Along the lines of Scorpions, Rat, Doc, and I don't really like to categorize it, but that kind of vein.
How did you exactly join the band?
Actually, I was quite lucky. I saw an ad in the Musician's Grapevine section of the Trading Times and just called and auditioned, and they liked me.
How many people are in the band besides you?
Well, there's 3 others. There's Kathy, our singer, Kathy Jarrett, where the name comes from. She sings, plays guitar. John Russian is the lead guitar player, and Pete Misticelli is the drummer.
Okay, did your music get played on any of the local radio stations like WMMR or WSB?
It has been on occasion. When Metal Shop was in existence on WYSP a few years back, they used to run a segment called Smash or Trash, and they used to play a local song by a local band, and they'd have people calling in whether they thought it was a smash or it was trash. And there was only about 4 bands that got smashed, and we were one of them. Then they did away with the show a few weeks later. MMR really hasn't played us. They do have their Street Beat show on Sundays for local rock, which we're hoping to get on soon.
That's too bad. Have you cut any records?
Well, we have a single. I'm not on this. This is our independent release debut single. 2 songs, A-side and B-side, Stop Yelling and Falling. I'm not on this. This was recorded about 1.5 years ago, and I joined the band last October. However, it's a good record, available locally. We sell it at shows, sell it at a few of the listening booths and wall-to-wall sounds, and indoor pharmacy. In fact, we're the exclusive area distributors.
Are you under contract with any major record companies like CBS or?
No, we're negotiating right now for a management deal, and it's the Golden Guru and Associates. That's the company, the management company, and hopefully, with their assistance, we're going to really push and send our demos out for a deal. We have a few things in the works that I'm not really allowed to talk about, but hopefully soon something will break.
And where and when do you perform?
Anywhere and any time. Anybody will allow us, we play. We'll be usually at the Galaxy and the Empire. They're the hard rock venues in the area.
Do you have any any gigs coming up?
Yeah, we'll be at the Galaxy. I think it's this Sunday night. In fact, the 8-band showcase, which is like a drinking crowd over 21. The Empire, we play all ages nights on Sunday, which is really good because the kids are really happy and into it. We'll be there the 7th of June with Atlantic recording artist Kicks. We're really hot.
What instrument do you play?
I play the bass guitar, which is what I've been holding here. This is my main bass, although I alternate depending on which one's behaving. This is one of the new Scarpellos. This is good. Feels good, fun to play, sounds good. This one, however, is my baby. Hold on to that thing. Very delicate instrument. This is a 76 Fender. I didn't paint this. I found it this way. It's kind of tacky, but I like it.
Well, have you had any lessons playing bass guitar or any other instrument for that matter?
Well, I had, previously I was a guitar player for a lot of years, and about 3 years ago I started playing bass out of necessity for the band. Our bass player quit and they're tough to find. It's very adaptable from 6-string guitar, although different in its own way. I have had lessons. I had guitar lessons for a few years.
Well, how did you get interested in playing your just music?
I don't know how you can say that. I've always been a music fan. Even when I was younger, playing air guitar, when you're 10 and 12. But I don't know. I'm glad I learned. I took piano lessons when I was about 11, and it's just progressed. I'm glad I stuck with it, because that's the toughest part, is sticking with it. A lot of people start and they quit, and that's no good. Stick with it.
Now, how much and when do you practice with your band?
We try to practice as much as possible. It's not always really. It doesn't. With everyone's work schedule, it's sometimes difficult. Now it comes down to about 2-3 times a week. We practice at night in the basement of a music store. I can't tell you where, because a lot of bands have been trying to steal it from us, believe it or not. It's really good. We have a good working relationship with the owner. He lets us practice there after they close, and we can stay all night, basically, and we can lock ourselves out. We're out of the store. We can't get into the store, unfortunately, but once we're out, we're out. 2 to 3 times a week, depending on if we're playing, where we're playing. Practice in itself is good, for one. If you're individual, you should always try. No, I don't think anyone can say, oh, I practice enough. It's never enough practice.
I see. Now, you said before you don't really have a manager, correct?
Right.
Well, then who schedules your performances?
Kathy, our singer, really handles the business end, and she's a very aggressive woman, which you really need in a business sense, of course. And she really gets the job done. We've had problems with the club owners or studio engineers in the past that she has settled, and we like the outcome, put it that way. She's really good at that. She's not intimidated by many men, although they seem to find her intimidating, and it works to our advantage. Right now, she's handling that, and we're really happy with it.
Do you know anyone that made it big time, or did you play with anyone?
Well, Cinderella played on the same circuit as we do now. I wasn't in the band at the time, but Kathy and John, who've been playing together like 8 years, and been playing the circuit, no time and Kiefer, very well, because there's a lot of interaction with bands. If, like on a Galaxy, say on a Saturday night, there's 3 bands, 4 bands, the main band, the headlining band, which when Cinderella was in town would be them, their drum set's used for all the bands just to save time. So there's interaction. I never met him. Fred Corey, the new drummer, I met before I realized he was the new drummer, which is an interesting story. I never played on the same circuit as they did. They did. They're nice guys, from what I hear, above all.
Well, how hard is it to make it big time?
Don't ask me now. Ask me in about 5 more years. From everything, it's tough. You have to put yourself in the situation for it. You really can't slack off too much. You have to really work hard. You have to be in a position to, seize opportunities should they come up.
How do you have time to fit your band in with the rest of your life?
I don't sleep much. No, it's something you have to do. You have to set your priorities. And a lot of people in bands don't work. They sit home and wait for the call to come. Hey, you're a star. That you can't do that either, because it's not really going to work that way. So you have to allot time for everything. Keep things straight.
Okay. Now, what kinds of lessons would someone say if I wanted to become a rock guitarist? How much time lessons would I need?
Well, first thing, I think you could put these on. These will help you out a little bit. Much better. No, it's not so much a thing of time to say, I'm going to sit down and play 6 hours today. I'm going to sit down and play 7 hours tomorrow. It's more of long-term dedication. A lot of people say, I'm going to learn guitar, and their parents say, well, you have to take lessons, and that's fine. And then a year later, it's sold at a garage sale. You have to stick with it. I've been playing guitar this entire decade, and before. I've been involved in music, a long time. It's just something, stick with it. If you can get to the point where you can play with a band and play out, no matter if it's a garage band or whatever, stick with it. And that's the tough part.
Now, how could you get be able to play at one of these rock places?
Bring your tape in. Just say, I want to play. Say, give us a shot. We deserve it.
So that's it?
That's it.
This concludes a special This concludes a special interview with the local rock guitarist. Thank you very much for being with us, and remember to listen to KJR on the radio.